Hey guys, same place, same clothes. It's fine. So I told you guys that I kind of want us to start a little bit of a mini series type thing where I told you guys stories, some serious, some funny. And today's I wanted to kind of make serious, which you can probably already tell by the title what it's going to be about. So I'm just going to jump right into it. Audrey is like such a special kind of dog, and I know everybody loves their dog and thinks their dog is the greatest and the cutest and the most special, but everybody that meets her is just like, oh my gosh, like she's great. She really is like one of the best dogs in the world. We got really lucky with her. So a little backstory, one of the houses that we clean, the husband had cancer at the time. He's in remission now, and the wife, her health was starting to decline. She's at COPD and stuff like that, and they just weren't able to take care of her as well as she needed to be. She couldn't really go outside and go on walks and stuff like that. So I had ended up watching Audrey for it was either 2 or 3 weeks while the husband went on a trip, and when he got back, a couple weeks later we were cleaning and I was talking with the wife, and she was just saying that she just wasn't sure. She had talked to the person that had Audrey before them and asked if she would want her back, and she said she would, but she had so many dogs at the time, and when she said that I was like, she's like, you can't do that, you live in an apartment. And I was like, I don't care, I'll make it work. So a couple weeks went by and we talked back and forth, like deciding if that's really what we wanted to do. And I told Alex, I said, I can't imagine not having this dog in my life. Like, I had known her for 5 years. She was always my favorite dog. No matter what house we went to, she was my favorite dog. But anyway, so we ended up bringing her home, and I want to say within the first 2 weeks of having her, we hadn't had her long at all. We were headed to my dad's. We were gonna have dinner at his house. He was gonna meet Audrey. There was a girl that was living in the apartment building at the time. She would always go and like sit in front of the front door. At one point she had been watching, I want to say, her sister's dog. It wasn't a dog that lived here, but this dog and Audrey had passed each other before and been totally fine. They'd sniff and then they'd move on about their business. Well, I honestly still to this day don't know what happened, but this girl was outside smoking and I was just trying to leave, and they sniffed each other and they were fine. I was like, okay, let's go. And when Audrey listened to me and went to start walking with me, she turned her head and the dog lunged at her neck. And I just like, I started screaming. I had food in my hand. I dropped it all. I full-blown panic mode. It was so scary. The dog ended up dragging her maybe about 50 feet down the sidewalk in front of our building and just would not let go. And I think it was a pit bull, which I'm not shaming dogs. Dogs are dogs. They are how their owners are. That's my belief. It's not the dog, it's the owner. But pit bulls have lockjaw, and it was probably a good 3 minutes that dog was on her. She should have died. There should be no reason she should be alive right now. It should have killed her because it got the points of her. There were like 2 huge holes in the side of, like, the bottom side of her neck, which if I have pictures I'm gonna insert. There were 2 huge holes in the bottom side of her neck, and then there were 3 holes in the top of her neck. 1 really big one and then 2 smaller ones. I don't know how she ended up with 3, but she did. And do you know she didn't try and fight back once? She just took it. She cried, but she just took it. She's just such a sweet-hearted dog. She just didn't fight back. And like the girl's on the phone with the police. I'm screaming. One of our other neighbors, their dog started freaking out, so they walked outside to the deck, and he somehow, I don't even know how he got down here, which we still see him all the time. He works at Chipotle. If Gavin, if you're watching this, thank you so much for saving my baby, because I don't know how we would have got that dog off of her. But I don't know how he got down here, but somehow he got down and he took a flip-flop and started beating the dog on the head with it. And finally it let go. I don't know how. I really don't know how. I really don't know how. From there, the police came. I called Alex freaking out. He thought that she had like killed a cat or something. His dad showed up, and then his mom showed up. He got here. He was all the way in Cincinnati, and he got here in like, it's like a 45-50 minute drive. He got here in like 25 minutes. I don't know how he did, but he flew. He was like freaking out. I was freaking out. It was one of the worst experiences in my life. Like, I know we don't have kids, but like at the time, which still, but that was my baby, and somebody had attacked my child and I lost it. Like, I lost it. I lost it. I couldn't. I was a flippin' mess. From then, somehow got away. She was like laying down. I hadn't had her established with the vet yet. She was up on her rabies shot, thank you Jesus. She was covered as far as that goes, but didn't take her to the vet because, you know, emergency vets are expensive. We had just gotten her. I didn't have her established anywhere. We just kind of waited out to see what happened. Alex's parents came and they were like, do this, this, and this, and that should help. Watch her overnight. She was very nervous that night. I gave her some infant's Tylenol to try and help with the pain, but I know it probably didn't even touch it. It was really bad that first night. I slept on the floor with her. She was crying, and I ended up getting down and laying on the floor with her. She would come in this back bedroom and she'd hide in like the corner. I'd lay with her, and then I'd wake up and realize she's not there, and then I'd move just to be close to her. I think that really bonded us. Like, we were even like, she's always been like my favorite dog, and I've always like really loved her. But after that couple days, it was like when we were out there trying to, like, when the police were here and everything, if I moved half an inch, she was with me. She would not separate from me for anything. And it sucks because the cop went down there to see the other dog, and the other dog like was friendly as can be. And it really sucks. I really don't know why that dog did that to her. I really don't. The only thing I think we've come up with is that the girl that was smoking was pregnant, but we had still passed several times while she was pregnant. Like, there had been at least 3 or 4 times in those couple of days I had passed that dog with her right there, and nothing happened. And then all of a sudden, I don't know. It was one of the scariest times I've ever went through. And it didn't even happen to me, but I didn't know what to do, and I didn't want to go and jump after the dog and it bite me, and then we have a bigger problem on our hands. Like, I just it was a scary day. But I love her. She's my baby, and I hope she's with us for a very long time. Alex is always telling me she's getting old, and I'm like, shut your face. I love her. She will be with me forever. I love her. I really don't know what I would do without her here. Like, as annoying as she can be at times, because she's not a bad dog. She doesn't shed, she doesn't bark. She stinks, but she needs a bath. Like, I'll go give her a bath. But she's my best friend. Yeah, sorry if that was a bit of a sad one, guys. But yeah, that really happened. It was intense. So I'm glad it's over. She healed up great. I never took her to the vet. She healed up great. We kept Neosporin on. We kept her bandages wrapped. Everything healed up in the first week pretty much, except for one of the holes on her neck. It was really deep. It took a while. It was real thick too. It took a while, but we kept it wrapped, and it ended up closing on its own, thankfully. She's all good now. You'd never even know. She doesn't have any scars. If she does, I can't see them. Anyway, again, sorry if that was sad. That's it for that story. I will see you tomorrow, guys. Bye.